Good morning. Hope you are all fine. Our new lesson today is about the circulatory system. The circulatory system consists of three parts: the heart, blood, and blood vessels. You're going to see here in this figure the heart with veins and arteries. Veins and arteries are blood vessels that we are going to talk about them later on. The heart is located between the lungs. It pumps blood through the blood vessels of the circulatory system. The heart usually beats from 60 to 100 beats per minute in adults. What are blood vessels? The blood vessels are the components of the circulatory system that transport blood throughout the human body. Functions of the circulatory system. The first function of the circulatory system is to transport oxygen, nutrients, and other needed substances to body cells. The second function of the circulatory system is to transport carbon dioxide and other wastes away from cells. The third function is to fight infection that comes from viruses and bacteria. And the fourth function is to regulate body temperature. Let's start now talking about the blood and its components. The blood is made up of blood cells and a liquid called plasma. The blood cells are white blood cells that fight infection, since white blood cells are responsible to protect our body against microbes, bacteria, and viruses. Red blood cells are responsible for gas exchange. This means red blood cells carry oxygen and remove carbon dioxide from our body, and thus transporting it to the lungs in order to be exhaled. What are platelets? Platelets are the type of blood cells that stop bleeding. Bleeding resulted from an injury. Therefore, it can initiate a blood clot. Types of blood vessels. As we said previously, that blood vessels are responsible to transport blood throughout the human body. We have three types of blood vessels: arteries, veins, and capillaries. What is an artery? The artery is the type of blood vessel that carries blood away from the heart. Vein carries blood towards the heart. Capillaries are the type of blood vessels that connect arteries to veins. So, arteries carry blood away from the heart. The aorta is the largest artery. Veins carry blood towards the heart. The vena cava is the largest vein. You're going to see them later on in the figure related to the heart. Capillaries are the blood vessels that connect arteries to veins. Let's see what is the relation between the heart and lungs. Here in this diagram, we have the lungs the body, right side of heart, left side of heart. Notice that here they colored for you the right side of heart with blue and the left side of heart with red in order to help you to differentiate between the two parts of the heart. The heart and lungs work together to make sure the body has the oxygen-rich blood it needs to function properly. The right side of the heart picks up the oxygen-poor blood from the body and moves it to the lungs for cleaning and reoxygenating. So, the right side of heart is low in oxygen, high in carbon dioxide, while the left side of heart is high in oxygen and low in carbon dioxide. Before we start talking about the parts of the heart, let's remember what is the aorta. The aorta is the largest artery. What is the vena cava? Vena cava is the largest vein. The upper part of the vena cava, as you observe here in this figure, is called superior vena cava. The lower part of the vena cava is called inferior vena cava. Let's now start. The first part of the heart is called the atria, singular atrium. The atria is made up of two upper chambers, right atrium and left atrium. They receive blood from veins. Remember that veins, they carry blood towards the heart. The ventricles. The ventricles are made up of two lower chambers, right ventricle and left ventricle. They pump blood out of the heart through arteries. Remember that arteries are blood vessels that carry blood away from the heart. What is the septum? The septum is to separate the right side of the heart from the left side, thus preventing the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood from mixing together. Blood from the body enters the right atrium. At the same time, blood from lungs enters the left atrium. So the left side of the heart receives blood from lungs, which is rich in oxygen, and sends it to the body. Also here in this figure, they colored for you the left side of the heart with a red to pink color in order to help you to differentiate between the left side and the right side. So the left side of the heart is rich in oxygen, while the right side of the heart receives blood from the body, which is poor in oxygen, and sends it to the lungs. So, the right side of the heart receives deoxygenated blood, and the left side pumps out oxygenated blood to the body. The valves. The valves keep the blood from flowing back into a chamber of the heart. Notice here in the figure we have pulmonary valve, tricuspid valve, mitral valve, and aortic valve. You are going to take them in details in grade 9. Pulmonary artery and pulmonary vein. The word pulmonary is related to lungs. So, the pulmonary artery is a blood vessel that carries blood from heart to lungs, while the pulmonary vein carries blood from lungs to heart. What is the pericardium? The pericardium is a thin sac that surrounds the heart. Please, my students, watch this video many times. Take care of yourself and stay safe. Goodbye.